I'm really cold.
Esperando a las manos que decidan hacer andar. La neblina las rodea, las oxida y las industrias, muevan las industrias.
So, before there were before the United States stole Mexico, or stole all those states from Mexico, like California, New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada, etc., there was really, really strong just community, and even before that was Aztlan, and even before that there was culture there. So there's always just been this really, really strong inherent culture. I don't really know if there's a word for it, but I call it New Mexican because that's what I know now. But it's just this culture of indigenous and mestizo people. They have different food and unique customs, and it's very Catholic and very oriented around the importance of family and good values. But it's just really interesting because it's just been colonized so many times, and people have had to assimilate so many different times, to be Mexican, and then or colonized by the Spanish, and then being Mexican, and then being American, part of the U.S. It's just it's getting lost. But it's really important to me to continue identifying as New Mexican, and it's important to me to continue representing that part of me, because it's just a culture that not many people know about, and that is kind of getting washed out, I think. When I was studying in Nicaragua, I traveled to the coast, the Pacific coast, which was the Atlantic coast, which has a really strong community of indigenous people and Afro-Latino people living there, and they have this really, really fascinating culture that's kind of getting lost, just like the rest of the world. So I have always been really, really interested in medicinal plants, and I started learning about curandismo and midwives who do work, who do labor, most of the medical labor, and childbearing labor, and all of that kind of stuff, and kind of how it fits into this society and how it's getting lost. And yeah, I just kind of started just speaking to different healers in the communities, and just learning a lot about it, and I just needed to make a film about it. I thought it was really interesting, and it's just sad, my role, I think, I don't really I don't consider myself an activist. I don't really consider myself a journalist, really, but I really like documenting things, and documenting realities and different experiences. So I think that being able to be there and listen to how these 80-year-old parteras were this is how it used to be in the wood, in the forest, we used to travel for 8 days in a boat, and then help this woman give birth, and then help her for weeks after, tending to the house and tending to the kids and stuff, and this is our tradition. And the way that we gave birth, we have no pharmaceuticals, we just use cinnamon stick, and when you're sick, this guava fruit can cure cancer, and you take this, and it can help your periods, and stuff like that, just showing me this is where we came from, the nature, and this is how we heal ourselves. And just that was that was incredible for me, just being able to listen to people talk about where they came from, and and how that's kind of just changing. Started on here and then like walk onto the train. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be loud. So I think something that's super fascinating to me is like how people of color, like intergenerational trauma affects us, and like how colonialism affects us and continues to affect us. And I think that like something interesting is like the way people archive when they're really, really like affected by something and like have just been through trauma, like the way that they like grasp onto something to remember something so painful. Like, why do people do that? So like I think that like as a creator, curator, like person who like wants to like make art, I'm like so interested in just like the art of memory and like why people remember. And
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know, I think that's it. I don't know. Is there anything else? I think that like my plans for the future are well, I want to like keep. I'm really interested in digital spaces. Like I want to learn. I'm learning how to code. Like that's like one of my passions, and I want to like keep doing that and like making stuff. Okay, because like this is really fascinating. Like because the internet and like digitality and like websites and the internet like in general have been all created by white men, like now they're like programming computers to code for us, but like because of that, like just like in the future, like all digital spaces will be created by like computers that were created by white men, so they're going to be like inherently like sexist and like patriarchal and like white supremacists. So like I think it's, I don't know, that's like something that really like fascinates me. Like I really want to like just keep like just keep learning how to create on like the internet, because like that's like a space that's so, it's so important. It's like it's such an important aspect of like our lives, but it's just like if like people of color like and women don't get on that, like it'll just be like it's like another colonized space. Like this is like the one space like we have like ability to like change, like we need to before it like gets out of our hands, you know. And it's like it's something that's still in our hands, like if we want it to be. That's my plan for the future.
It's so cute. Awesome. Okay. So, what are you learning to code? Like, what language?